My only question is why? Why? Outside of a massive pay, the first fight wasn't necessarily a competitive fight, and if they do it again, I think it's going to be less competitive. I don't think this is going to go very well for one, Saul.
Canelo's going to definitely ego kick in and want to do a rematch.
Nah, I don't know. I don't believe that. You know, I think the warrior spirit might want him to have a rematch, but I don't think the rematch is going to do him any justice, you know?
Terence Crawford, fresh off his historic September win, has agreed to the rematch, but only on his terms. The B-side era is over. Crawford isn't chasing anymore. He is the prize. And if Canelo wants redemption, he'll have to cough up a record-breaking payday. This isn't a contract dispute, it's a flex of dominance. Crawford isn't just beating Canelo, he's crushing his ego before the bell even rings.
But it's no longer breaking news, but Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez are apparently in talks for a rematch in 2026, and my only question is why? Why? Outside of a massive payday, the first fight wasn't necessarily a competitive fight, and if they do it again, I think it's going to be less competitive. I don't think this is going to go very well for one, Saul. Like I said, the Ring Magazine reporting as of about 4 days ago now, I'm a little late to the news, but Canelo Alvarez wants Terence Crawford rematch, says negotiations are underway for 2026. Now, first off, I expect nothing less from Canelo. He wants to get that fight back because, well, number one, it's a somewhat advantageous matchup at 168 for him, and there's not many other matchups at 168 for Canelo right now that offer him any sort of advantages. He says, I want my run back, I want my get back, but I gotta be honest, I don't know how this goes well for Canelo in a rematch.
Crawford isn't dodging the rematch, he just wants the champion's paycheck. Today, we're breaking down why he's demanding a massive purse, why Canelo's promoters are frozen in panic, and the wild theory that this entire rematch talk might be nothing more than a strategic illusion.
You know, to Sergio's point, a lot of the people that I'm been talking to when it comes to this fight, they're not like, it's almost like the air was taken out of them. They're not excited about even the idea of a rematch, or the subject doesn't even come up. Usually the conversations are, hey man, is there a rematch clause? You think they'll run it back? What do you think will win? Like, people just, even casuals, realize that Crawford, he schooled Canelo, man. He really did. I don't think people want to see this fight. I agree with Sergio Mora.
Be at a smaller arena because people already saw Canelo get dominated by the better fighter, and the better fighter will do it again even easier and with more confidence.
Se están hablando de una revancha, yo creo que es más fácil le va a ganar a Canelo.
¿Oh, sí? ¿Por qué?
Yo lo creo. Pues digo, es el estilo de Crawford, no, yo creo que Canelo ya le gana a Crawford.
Sí. ¿Hay algo que puede ser Canelo para ganar o para hacer la pelea más cerrada?
Bueno, pues lo que todos sabemos, ¿no? Yo creo que a entrar al intercambio de golpes y pues tirar más golpes, ¿no? Pero digo, ahora sí que es boxeo y realmente pues se preparan ya. Si Crawford le ganó una vez y supo cómo ganarle, yo creo que puede ganarle nuevamente, ¿no? Pero digo, no hay nada escrito arriba del ring. Digo, puede ser que una buena estrategia Canelo y pase diferente, ¿no? Pero realmente yo creo que, pues digo, trae ganas y trae hambre de Crawford y digo, pues Canelo ya hizo lo suyo, digo, ya no es lo mismo, pero digo, con que aprende una buena pelea es más que eso.
Let's move straight to the money, because that's where everything changed. In their first fight in September 2025, Canelo walked away with well over $100 million guaranteed. Crawford, despite being pound-for-pound #1, took roughly half just to step into the ring, and he proved exactly why that gamble was worth it.
But you hold on. You keep saying this.
Hold up. Canelo, see, this is a thing about Canelo. He sometimes relies on the environment, the hostile crowd, to also help him win this fight. Not only with the judges, but with the opponent. Crawford even handled that. You know, you can't prepare for that magnitude, the roar of the crowd, the lights, everyone booing you. You can't prepare for that. Crawford was ready for that. Even his ring entrance, when he came in with that guitar case, it was, man, that's one of my all-time favorite entrances.
Desperado. Yeah, it's an homage to Desperado. Yeah.
Actually, it was Mariachi. That was part one. Desperado was part two. That right there, It was me against the world. That was his mentality. Me against all these Mexicans. Me against Canelo in Las Vegas. Me against Canelo and the judges that he probably has in his pocket. Me against everyone, and Bud shut everyone up. And you think?
Yeah, but hold on.
Canelo's going to be able to do it the second time around?
I don't know. I don't think it's an open and shut case as you do. Let me ask.
The fight generated a stunning $45 million live gate at Allegiant Stadium, showing the world wasn't tuning in just for Canelo. They were showing up for Bud.
Some may argue he's the greatest Mexican fighter. He's the most successful, accomplished Mexican fighter in boxing history. And Canelo is 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. Terence Crawford essentially jumped up 2 weight classes, 3 weight classes, technically 2, and beat Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo, after the fight, said he had no answers. But Canelo was the undisputed champion, so he had a rematch clause. And as I told you guys in the video I did, Terence Crawford is contractually obligated to the rematch. So Bernie the boxer, he reveals that Terence Crawford is demanding that he gets the lion's share. Now, it was reported the gate did over $45 million, close to $46 million gate. It also sold 65,000 people in the arena at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And so with that said, Terence Crawford was dominant in that night. Canelo got 150 million reportedly, and Terence Crawford got 50 to 70 million, right? And so now Terence Crawford wants the roles to be reversed, as he should. Now, keep in mind, Canelo signed a multi-fight deal with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, okay? That's guaranteeing him a specific amount of purse. So Terence Crawford is saying, listen, I came out on top, as he did. I'm the victor, as he was, right? It was very successful, not only just because of Canelo Alvarez, but because of me as well, as he's right. And so I demand and I deserve to get paid heavily. And as he...
Now Crawford is turning that victory into leverage. His stance is simple. You don't get winner's money when you lose.
So you cannot sit there and tell me that there is a more marketable fight out there for both these guys than running it back once again. Your plan to have him drop down to 160 and fight Erislandy Lara is stupid. Canelo Alvarez is not going to move up to fight David Benavidez now at 175. There's nowhere to go. Like, Crawford could still try to conquer 160, but who is putting up real money for that? Canelo has already cleaned out the 168-pound division. Besides Terence Crawford, where else is he going to go? I just think the more time passes, the more we get away from the outcome of this fight, that's when people are going to start to realize that doing it one more time is in the best interest of both these guys. And for boxing, by the way, because that's another big event that you could put on the calendar.
You're pretty stupid for a smart guy, especially when it comes to matchmaking.
Crawford is now undisputed at super middleweight. He has the belts, the bragging rights, and the leverage. So he wants the roles flipped. Canelo takes the B-side pay, Crawford takes the $100 million share. And that demands hits Canelo exactly where it stings most, his pride.
His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh understands that Terence Crawford's value is extremely high. And he'll be 39 this September, right? So, again, he deserves to get compensated. Now, the question is going to be, is this rematch going to sell enough? Well, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh truly don't really care about, the purses, right? He just wants great fights. But is it going to garner the money to pay out those purses? Right? That's where the question lies. But Terence Crawford deserves it. And he's demanding that he gets $100 million, as he should. As he should. He has more to lose than Canelo Alvarez. And he can get a legacy fight at middleweight to now, I don't want to say pad his stats, but to pad his stats. If he competes at middleweight, right, and becomes undisputed at middleweight, that'll make him a 4-division undisputed champion and a 6-division champion overall, right? He has more to gain than Canelo Alvarez, right? And he has more to lose.
But Canelo's hesitation runs deeper than finances. Before the first fight, the narrative was that Canelo was too strong and too big for a former welterweight. That myth was broken down in real time. Eddie Hearn has even hinted that a rematch is dangerous, calling Crawford a stylistic nightmare for the Mexican icon.
And you're going to get beat by, I was going to say young, sharp guys. Yeah. Terence is 38, isn't he? I mean, it's unbelievable. 38.
Crazy.
You know, I heard Shakur saying last night that he says he thinks he should and will retire from the sport. But I don't know who else is out there for Crawford. I mean, he's only going to want to fight for 20, 30, 40 million. But who is there to fight for that kind of money? I'm not sure, you know.
The rematch, you think the rematch would be of interest?
I don't think Canelo will want a rematch. Yeah. No, I think there's a rematch clause. I don't know, but
there's
no.
Not. Yeah.
So, you know, it's very unusual for Canelo to go into a fight without a rematch clause.
Yeah.
But for me, I just can't see Canelo going, yes, I want to run that back.
The truth is, the first fight wasn't luck or a close call. It was a methodical beatdown. Crawford exploited Canelo's struggles with lateral movement and switch stance precision. Canelo didn't just lose, he ran out of answers. And now, his promoters are staring at an uncomfortable reality.
Hey, yo, peace to the family. I just got through looking at a video that Bernie the Boxer shot. Shout out to my main man Bernie over there in Omaha, man. Bernie the Boxer. Shout out to him, man. Bernie, pretty much, as you guys know, Saul Canelo Alvarez is being reported that Saul Canelo Alvarez wants to fight the rematch with Terence Crawford. Terence Bud Crawford. Currently the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. So now, according to Bernie, now this is what Bernie said that Bud told him, according to Crawford. Bernie said that in order for, if Canelo want that rematch, he got to get paid $100 million. Meaning, Bud got to get paid $100 million. Now, and guess what? I told him the same. It's amazing that Bernie said that, because I told Bud that prior to Bernie coming out saying it publicly. I'm like, look, according to what y'all said, what we heard, Canelo got paid $100 million or something of that sort to fight Crawford. Crawford reported that he only made $10 million. But I'm telling you, he made more than that. You know, he made way more than that. You know what I mean? It's been reported also that Crawford made $50 million to fight Canelo Alvarez. And I'm saying, okay, look, and he was the B-side. Now that Crawford is the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, if Canelo want to run it back, guess what? Crawford got to get the $100 million.
They can trigger the rematch clause, but nothing changes in 6 months. If they pay Crawford $100 million, they're basically funding another humiliation, possibly the one that ends Canelo's status as a global draw. So they face two terrible options: look weak by declining, or look foolish by paying for another defeat.
Now, again, it's up to Turkey. Whatever Bud can negotiate, that's fine. But guess what? And I know Canelo's the bigger draw. That ain't the point. The point is you lost. He lost to the small guy, the guy that moved up from welterweight, beat you. You know, he showed that he was levels above you, Canelo. So now guess what? He needs to get levels above you paid. That's just the reality of the situation. He made 50 his last fight. You know what I mean? I know he said he made 10, but it is what it is. They say he made, you know, from what I've learned, he made 50. And Canelo made 100. And then now, guess what? They need to flip it. If Canelo want to make 100, fine. No problem with that. But guess what? You got to pay Crawford 100. The $100 million man. Let him see what it feels like to get paid $100 million. It's as simple as that. If Canelo want that fight again with Crawford, if Turk Al-Sheikh tell him, look, Canelo, we only have 150 million for this fight. Crawford wants 100. If you want to fight him, take 50. See what Canelo says. And if Canelo believes he can beat him, take that and beat him. You get what I'm saying? But it is what it is, fam. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. I hope Bud get his money. You dig? Catch you guys on the next one. Leave your comments below. You know my motto. Don't beat me there, beat me there. Peace.
And here's where the whispers begin. Bernie the Boxer, who's closely followed both camps, recently suggested the rematch talk might be a smokescreen. His theory? Canelo never intended to step back in with Bud at all. The rumor mill is just working overtime to keep his name buzzing while they quietly seek a softer return fight.
And he did it so cleanly on Mexican Independence Weekend that it's just like Canelo's gonna definitely ego kick in and want to do a rematch.
No, I don't know. I don't believe that. I think the warrior spirit might want him to have a rematch, but I don't think the rematch is going to do him any justice. I don't see no cause for no rematch the way Bud handled him, because Bud handled him in every which way. He never got buzzed. He seemed like the stronger guy in there, and he the one that hurt this guy. So there's nothing that we can say that will warrant a rematch. I think Bud won so clearly. I thought he damn near won every round. I seen that Andre Ward and Max Kellerman, which kind of pissed me off. They gave him, in a sense that, not pissed me off like that, but I didn't think he won the fifth round. I didn't see him doing nothing much in the fifth round. They was making the fifth round and if he keeps doing that, then he might win the fight or deuce. I didn't see him doing nothing much in the fifth round. I didn't see that. So I don't think that there's no warrant for a rematch. Crawford handled him easy, pretty much. Easy. He made it look easy. And I'm not going to lie, Crawford going to say the gracious things on the camera, or Crawford's going to say gracious things on the camera. But did I get those feelings when we, he's showing a lot of respect as a fighter for fellow fighters. But if we want to be blunt, man, it was easy. He didn't have no trouble. But you never seen it, because usually he probably scorned you. He probably have disdain for you for running. This guy, he don't want to fight. But with Crawford, he was just like, where am I going with this guy? Where am I going with this guy? I don't, everything I'm trying to do, he's taking it away from me. The pull counter he did, the looping shot that I showed, like he doubled the left hand up, then he turned it to a loop. He missed the first one. I think Canelo got out the way or blocked it, but he kept the punch going and turned it into a loop and caught him with a great shot. And the angle and the torque that he had on the shot spent his head. The angle and the torque that he had spent his head. So the power that he had to have to anchor the shot, man, in the agility that he showed. So like I say, Crawford making up punches. You don't even see guys
do you think Canelo would want that rematch? I mean, if anything else, Canelo, when he loses, he always wants to run it back, man. You don't think he would run it back?
No.
Well,
I don't think that like it's not because of his heart, because it's because of his guts. Like, he want to do it, but there's no way he can win that fight. He cannot beat Crawford. He can't beat him. And he was trying. I was watching that fight. When Crawford was punching, he was punching when Crawford was punching. He was throwing to the body when Crawford was going to the head. He was trying everything he could, but then he didn't have no answer. And he said that, I just didn't have no answer for him. So there's nothing going to change about Crawford, unless, something dramatic happened where he heard something and it was something like that. But far as a Crawford as full, who gonna beat him? Nobody can.
And guys will always be like, I stay in the gym, I'm not rusty, blah blah blah, whatever. And then fight night comes and they rusty as hell. Like, how is it that Crawford is able to fight one time a year, have a big fight, not even like tune-up type of guys, and it's just like, it's like this dude he's never rusty. Like, how is he able to kind of do that?
Because Crawford is always in boxing mode. He's always playing something. He's always he's being active. So he's not just sitting around rusting away. You know, he's always shadow boxing, or he's always wrestling with somebody, or he's always playing basketball. So he's keeping his you know what I'm saying? If you playing basketball, you keeping all your, you know what I'm saying, your alertness up there. You know, you running up and down the court, you bumping. I'm saying you're using your physical strength in there, muscling your way to the rim. You know, like I say, stay shadow boxing, and you know, that's just it. Crawford stayed doing something. So